Good morning. Nothing happened. You saw nothing. Everything here is a well-oiled machine. Welcome to Salty Sweet Games. Welcome to Masks of Nyarlathotep. I am the aforementioned Salty. I know you heard me say fuck you Windows Update. I know I was unmuted for that. So I'm Salty. Kienna's sweet. I'm just gonna run through this. These various assorted spices are our friends. Thank you for the donation, Hawk. Before we go around and meet their... Nope, I'm out of it. Meet everyone and their characters. It's just gonna be what this episode's like. Some of them have been stabbed a lot. Some of their characters have been super duper stabbed. Let's do some channel stuff and see if I can get through it. Firstly, a ton of thanks to our sponsors. The first being Roll20, a virtual tabletop of choice, which unites gamers across any distance with easy-to-use tools that run straight from your web browser for free. Free. Yes. Also, for those of you who like your physical click-clacks, your chunky boys, we are talking about dice. If that's unclear, we're an affiliate of Dice Envy, and if you use our code SaltySweet, all caps, one word, you get 10% off your shiny math rocks. That's right. They look good enough to eat. Yes, they do. But I won't do it. And oh my gosh, there's yet another sponsor. Our most recent one, Grinding Coffee Co., a Black and LGBTQA+ owned company. What am I drinking today? Allie, what am I drinking?
Today you're drinking Bali Blue Moon.
Ooh. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. All of their coffees are organic and delicious, and we have a code there as well, Salty Sweet Games, all caps, one word, for 13% off. Basically, all of this is going to help support the channel, and that includes the players that you see here playing, as well as the art, the video assets, the emotes, the sub badges. That is what it is going to exclusively, and of course there are donation options down below that can seriously impact the game. Click on an image, it'll take you to our Streamlabs tip jar, or you can use biddies.
Yeah, I think we actually got a donation in this morning from Hawk.
Hawk, thank you.
Who's here for
all.
Our regular
Just
vitamins.
pops them in. Last thing, I swear we'll get started. We here at Salty Sweet Games use safety tools, lines, veils, X and O cards, stars and wishes, and content warnings because while the characters may be put through hell, and they're absolutely going to be, we're playing Cthulhu, we know what's up. The players are here to have fun, and they are our priority always. Without further ado, let's meet them. God, we can do it. Kienna, who are you playing?
I am playing Irene Blackwell. She, her pronouns. She is the resident forger of the group. While Cthulhu things are happening, she's also got a bunch of personal stuff she's got to juggle, which I think is going to be most of her downtime for the next couple of weeks in game, because she's gotta do shit.
Yes, she does. Moving right along, should we go to Allison?
Good morning. I am playing Ganymede Graves, adventure scientist, who somehow has managed to come out of New York completely unscathed.
I mean, what about emotionally?
Unscathed.
Yeah.
Unscathed.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Well, we're just gonna keep on moving then. Summer.
Are you gonna scathe me?
Yeah. Hi, Summer.
Hi, it's me.
It's you. What's up?
Oh, you know.
Who are you? Who are you playing?
Yeah. Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Summer, and I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Charlie Rapp, who uses he, him pronouns, and he got a little scratch last time, and now he's got to go to the doctor.
So, yeah, scratch is 15 points of damage in one turn. So.
Yeah, it didn't feel good, but have I been through worse? No.
Good.
Actually, he has been through worse. Charlie does not fear death. Charlie has already died once, and it turned out just fine. So I'm sure if it were going to happen again, I can handle it.
All right. Tommy, you saved me. Tell me how bad it is. Tell me how much you're suffering. It feeds me.
Surprisingly,
God
Zeb's kind of not a terrible spot. I mean, for my luck when it comes to horror-based games, like, Zeb's doing pretty good. Like, you got a little scuffed up in the subway, but other than that, I mean, he's not bad, especially comparatively to all of my horror game-based characters. So, sorry, Lauren.
Yeah, so I'm receiving this feedback, right? And I'm going to take this feedback and I'm going to times 2 all the numbers that I have. Just all of them.
I mean, fair.
Cool.
Fair. Hi, yes, I'm Tommy, at Imperative Penguin to a Sphere. I play Zebulon Augustine Claiborne Montgomery III, our resident. I mean, good boy.
Good
I mean,
boy.
for the most part, little, little emotionally distraught given, the death of a very good friend, recently, but perhaps finding some solace in having, at least for the moment, seemingly, perhaps, bringing some of the people to justice. Oh.
Sure. Yeah. All right. And last but not least, our very special guest, Lindy. Hi, Lindy.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here. I will be playing Rebecca Schosenberg, she, her. She got unkidnapped last time with Millie Adams and got out of there. Was rescued in her mind by Charles Rapp because just opened that hatch and then wow, saved me. That Ganymede Graves is pretty cool too, but wow, Charlie. And just got out of there just because she had seen something and she had to figure out how to get Millie home and then write an article about the things she witnessed without sounding like a lunatic.
Hey.
That was the real challenge there. And of course, she found out that Charles Rapp may have gotten a scratch and had to go to the doctor and needs to bring him flowers and take him to Italian. So that's fine.
Yes. All right. I'm glad everyone's fine and has no trauma. That's fun for me. So let's do a brief recap. Amidst the chaos above and below the floorboards of Juju House, Rebecca managed to escape, along with Millie Adams, while Ganymede joined her friends. The room filled with smoke, and only Charlie was able to hear the approach of footsteps, not from the front, where Zeb was placing a call to Lieutenant Martin Poole, but from the back room. 3 cultists and their priest Mukunga Madari emerged. Mukunga immediately began a magical mental assault on Charlie, while the cultists attacked the rest. It looked rough for Irene until Zebulon interfered, and Ganymede, after downing a cultist in a single shot, pulled Charlie back, helping him snap out of Mukunga's spell, though he soon re-entered the fray. He attempted to see into Mukunga's mind, to see if he was possessed the way that Augustus Larkin had been, but this was not the case. Though this link to a high priest of the Bloody Tongue did provide him a brief reunion with the same being, who this time took on a crude representation of Jackson Elias. Charlie questioned the being, who referred to itself as a god and as the crawling chaos, before wrenching himself free mentally, only to find Mukunga's penga embedded in his side, a near-fatal blow. Zebulon and Ganymede managed to subdue Mukunga as reinforcements from the 7A arrived, and after some muttering in a language no one spoke, he said in English the name Nyarlathotep. So, that was Sunday, January 18th. Over the next month of mental and physical recuperation, of a little bit of forgery, of travel plans being made, we are going to be picking up, in a way, on Saturday, February 14th of the year 1925. Isn't that nice? That's nice. Everyone's super happy about that. La la la. So, basically, today's episode is really kind of catching up with everybody, what they've been doing over the past month, what plans they have made, how they've gone about, you know, getting patched up. So, who would like to start? I'm personally feeling like a hospital visit.
Hi. I'm in the hospital.
Yes, in the hospital. I'm feeling like that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
So, we know that Captain Robson, who was down to 1 hit point.
Did he die?
I guess I should roll for that, right?
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
You should, because
Yeah.
that way it's totally unbiased what happens.
Yeah. And everybody would love it if I did this for them. Although, I'm just kidding. That's not in the rules. I have his stuff. What's your luck like, my dude? It's probably better for y'all if he lives.
Well,
Oh, he has bad luck. He has bad luck. He has bad luck.
time will tell. Maybe he rolls a 1.
Nope. So, what I'll say is that Captain Robson, obviously in critical condition, has slipped in to a coma. So he is unavailable as someone who could back up your claims. That's fun. There were other officers there. They saw a great deal less. Obviously, Lieutenant Martin Poole is at least somewhat on your side, though he never saw anything supernatural. So, let's set the scene at the hospital. Charlie is there. I think private room, because you fancy.
I am rich.
Yes. Anyone who would like to visit is more than welcome to. I do think
I'm shirtless, if
yeah.
that helps
It
influence
does help, 'cause
decisions.
I was just thinking about Erica Carlisle.
Oh, yeah. Well, I sent her a dying wish.
Okay, so this is like when they finally allow visitors in to see Charlie, it's probably been about a week. Like, you can get updates, but none of you are family. So by the time you're actually allowed to go in, he's obviously on the mend. Yeah, whoever would like to be there can be there. And y'all can take it away. Yes, I know we got Rebecca.
Yes, for sure.
I think
Telling me
Zeb
the whole
doesn't-
group doesn't get together to come
think-
see me with
yeah,
flowers?
I'm
Is that what
really-
I'm hearing?
I'm thinking.
I've got a big
No.
bouquet of flowers.
No, Zeb
Yeah,
shows
that
up.
totally happens. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all visiting. Also, Irene, I forgot Irene suffered like a solid 11 points of damage.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, you definitely got treated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't we pick it up there, since the group seems to be all about that. I think that's a good place to kind of get our bearings, share what we want to do with each other, confess any emotions that may need to be
What are you talking about?
confessed.
Emotions?
Feelings.
Yeah, feelings.
I've never felt
What
an
are-
emotion in my life.
Okay, we're at the
I have
hospital.
so many emotions, but I'm Italian. So.
We're at the hospital
Laying in
now.
bed.
Be respectful.
Come in. I've got a big basket. It's got flowers. It's got a couple cans of soup. It's got like a knit scarf.
Oh, wow. Okay, I think Charlie's sitting up in bed. He's like propped up. He's probably got like some sick ass bandages wrapped around his like torso. And I think he's reading the skin book. What else am I supposed to do? It's a hospital. I don't have a cell phone.
It's probably one of the better places to read a skin book, not gonna lie.
Yeah, so I think that he's just kind of skimming through it and taking notes about it when you come in.
Oh, hey, I'm not interrupting anything, am I, aside from maybe some light reading?
Yeah, he kind of looks over and smiles and shifts up in the bed, like kind of putting the book down to the side. He's like, no, you're not interrupting anything.
Great, and I bring the basket in. I'm super glad you're not dead. I heard some things about what happened after I left. I brought you some flowers and soup, because soup helps everyone feel better, and I knit a scarf, because, you know, I had a lot of free time over the past week, so.
He looks at the basket and he's like, yeah, this all looks great. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I'm glad that you got out of there before everything went to shit.
Yeah, I heard some reports from some of the officers I asked very nicely a lot of detailed questions afterwards. Miss Adams got her home safely. Are you okay? There's a lot of bandages going on right now.
What
happened?
I got stabbed pretty it wasn't good. I don't really remember a lot that happened after that, but
I hear that happens with a lot of blood loss sometimes.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the brain runs on blood. You don't remember everything.
Yeah, so basically I was trying to get a better sense of the person that we were dealing with in that situation and close proximity, and got stabbed. So,
you know, that kind of thing happens. I've almost been stabbed, getting stories before. I just kept it to almost. But, you know, I'm also a lady, so there might be some conflictions and people trying to stab me sometimes. But I'm super glad it wasn't a lethal stabbing. How much longer do you think you're gonna be in the hospital? I mean, you look great.
Yeah. How much longer do I think I'm gonna be here, Lauren?
2 weeks after this.
Yeah. They said that I can go home in about 2 weeks.
Oh, that's not bad. But, you know, I hear hospital food isn't super great. It's part of the reason I brought the soup. But after you're out, we should celebrate you not dying, you know? I know this great Italian place that we could go to.
Yeah, when I get out of here, the first thing I'm going to do is eat something good. I have bribed a couple of the nurses to bring in some food from off campus, but it would be nice to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, there's this great Italian joint. It's called Mamma Mia's. It's delicious.
Yeah, I mean, as a reporter with all the best in knowing the ins and outs of the city, I'm going to trust your opinion there.
Yeah, I you know, food critiques aren't my specialty, but I do love eating. So, you know, it's either that or this. If you're not super into Italian, there's this great Bavarian sausage place.
So at this point, I think the rest of the group arrives. It makes so much sense to me that Rebecca got there first, but Ganymede, Zebulon, Irene, I think Lieutenant Martin Poole is with you, who's probably been like awkwardly like making conversation with Ganymede. He's bad at it. But they're all there, and you may have more visitors headed your way as well.
Yeah, I think he knew that today was like the first day he was like well enough to have people come in, so he was fully expecting everyone to come see him, I think, at some point. So
How does that make him feel? How do you feel right now?
really like loved and just like the outpouring of affection, you know?
Yeah.
Irene would politely knock on the door. She's been limping this entire time. She's mostly healed, but she's still got slashed in the leg. And that's gonna take a hot second.
Don't feel good.
Zeb would have offered you like an arm if you needed.
Yeah, and probably would have taken it throughout this entire time. So like probably do see like with the stockings like some bandages over that particular part of her leg, and just like she'd politely knock before stepping in.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think you just wave him on in.
Hi, Charlie. Miss Schoenberg.
Yes. Hello. Don't think we've formally met. You can call me Rebecca.
Yes, Irene.
Nice to meet you.
Zebulon has spoken about you before.
Good kid.
Now I wasn't aware that you two knew each other.
Who?
Wait, no. Did Rebecca tell?
She's asked about Charles.
Okay, you've asked about Charles.
Yeah. Oh, she's like, wait,
Okay.
he's with you?
Yeah.
He's where are you guys, staying?
Where's he staying casually?
I had not realized you were such close friends.
Oh, yeah,
I'm glad to see
we've
that
exchanged
you
correspondence for a long time, and then, we met, and then we met again.
And this makes 3.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm glad to see that you are doing all right, Miss Schoenberg.
Good to
After
see
that
you.
whole,
You're looking good, Zeb. Maybe you might need to eat a little more, though. Just saying. You look a little thin.
Zeb's like does this like in his head. He's not saying it out loud, but like God, you sound like my mom.
Ganymede.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, Ganymede comes in at that point as well, and I think she has taken the arm of Lieutenant Poole.
Yes.
It's super awkward, and it's mostly because he offered, and it feels like social convention, which is not something she's great at. But she comes in at the end of that conversation and adds, and of course he saved your life, Rebecca. Mustn't forget that.
Oh yeah, Charles is. I mean, you got me out of that box. Well, you helped with the things. Kind of glances
You got
at
yourself
Martin
out of the
Poole.
box.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at getting out of places sometimes. I'm also good at getting into places sometimes. Anyways, yeah, it's good to see you, Miss Ganymede, Miss Graves, and you, sir.
Lieutenant Poole.
Yeah.
I've read your work.
Oh, thank you.
Didn't appear to be a compliment.
No, it's definitely a compliment. My work is excellent.
Oh yeah.
People
Did
read it.
Rebecca write an article about what happened already?
Yeah,
Like,
so
has that
this
been
is the
released already?
question. Yeah. So
Yeah.
how? I think the article is out and about. I think this is like Rebecca's big splash because I'll just tell y'all with everything that happened, all the work that y'all did, Hilton Adams has been exonerated. Mukunga Madari is obviously awaiting trial for the same crimes. So yeah, what was this article like? Because I think like Rebecca like has her own like when she walked in now, she did it.
So the article, she spent a couple of days just recovering and knitting to get to focus. Knitting is great to help focus, by the way. If you don't knit, you should try it. It's fun.
It's fun.
And she decided to leave out the more obvious supernatural things because she didn't. No one's gonna believe a lunatic.
Mhm.
So it was phrased very much in a like, yes, there's a cult.
Yeah.
Like, but cults were kind of in at the time, so that wouldn't be absurd. And they were responsible for these murders, framed Hilton Adams, very dramatic but still very factual
Mhm.
about the truth.
Yeah.
of the matter.
Okay, yeah, because I think Charlie would have read that in his
Maybe
free
implying
time.
slight levels of mysticism, but more in a sensationalist way.
Yeah.
That was kind of popular at the time. But for those who know what's up, they might be like, oh, so there was more at play here.
Mm-hmm. And you did take some pictures. They weren't obviously, they
Weren't
weren't
great.
clear because it's dark down there. But just enough to kind of get the setting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's been very popular and very well received.
I think that Zeb had been working on an article as well when this came out. And he's just like...
Too slow, Zeb, too slow.
Should have
Too slow.
But
It's like in the
would
last
assume-
stages of draft.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
would assume that y'all work together because Zeb had some
Mm-hmm.
very intimate experiences
Yeah.
with some of the cultists. In that he...
So tell me about this cultist stuff. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I think that like Zeb probably had been hoping to write his own article, and then when Rebecca got involved was kind of just like but yeah.
Ego versus journalistic truth
Yeah.
and quickness.
But also who's more likely to, you know, have
Get
it
the word
have
out.
like the word out, you know. Zeb's still not really an established journalist yet.
This
So
should help, though. Like, I mentioned you.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I'm a journalist.
Yeah, other works contributed by.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Zebulon Augustine Claiborne
yeah.
Montgomery the Third.
Mm-hmm.
full name all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think also, Lieutenant Martin Poole, grabs his notebook and, like, tears the sheet out. Oh, someone left a message for you, Mr. Rapp, at the front desk. Thought I'd bring it in.
Oh, yeah, sure. What is it?
He hands it over in his kind of messy handwriting. Definitely some of this is a little misspelled. Art bitters. Edward Gavigan of the Penhew Foundation in London. And Omar al-Shakti, an Egyptian plantation owner. And then kind of scribbled at the bottom, no one has heard from Miles Shipley in months.
Yeah, I think he looks at it and he is just like, interesting. And kind of glances up towards Irene. Well, we have some stuff that we should probably talk about later. He's not going to mention Irene's painting in front of the officer.
In front of the cops.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
I think at this point, there's another knock at the door. We're just having a party in here.
Oh my god.
It's gonna get
say
crowded.
one thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's in a spacious room. It's very nice. It's the suite.
Yes.
The presidential
hospital
suite of the hospital.
Yes.
He's got a whole hall to himself. Yeah. Just come on in. Door's already open.
Yeah.
Who is it?
It is Millie Adams, again, holding
Hey.
the arm of Hilton Adams.
Yay.
Millie.
Yes, Millie and Hilton.
Never met either of you even once. What
Yeah.
are you doing here?
They heard this is where everyone else is. I'm sure Rebecca told Millie.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
you saw Millie, because I grabbed her and ran out.
Yeah, I didn't even introduce myself though. Just ran on
No.
by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really here for Rebecca and Zeb. It's just where everyone
Yeah.
is right now.
Yeah.
Hilton kind of takes off his hat and walks over, I think. He kind of like nods respectfully at everyone, but he's kind of beelining toward Rebecca and Zebulon, with Millie following behind. And in what's definitely awkward awkward, but obviously with a lot of feeling behind it. He kind of grabs Rebecca and Zebulon into a hug and starts holding back tears. He's a very large man, and Zebulon's, he's a big boy.
And Zebulon's more like tall and like a bit swarthy, but not really. Like he's not a, he's
I
not
definitely
a big...
help bring Zeb into the group hug because he's like a little brother kind of. You just gotta make sure he's included.
I never did end up getting my visit to the. No. Is this the first time I'm meeting him? I'm guessing.
I would guess that probably. I think when y'all gave your statements, probably to Lieutenant Poole. He kind of took everything from there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you went to his release, because I'm sure there were press when he was actually being released from prison.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Zeb would have made a point to ask Rebecca to make sure that Lieutenant Poole was mentioned in the article.
All right, fine.
Particularly for his steadfast, his steadfast dedication to pursuit of justice, because he was the only one who believed that he was the only ranked officer that believed that Hilton might not be.
She would have put him in there. She wouldn't have mentioned Officer Robson much because she doesn't like him.
No, Zeb would have been fine with that as well. But Zeb will sort of pat Hilton on the back and say, "Mr. Adams, I'm glad to finally officially meet, and I'm glad to see that you are doing well."
He takes a big inhale that's a little ragged. He's obviously trying to suppress the urge to openly weep. But he stands up. "I'm sorry to intrude," and finally looks around at the room. It's the first time I've been able to walk freely, and I wanted to thank you immediately.
Glad to see you out, man. You look good. Your wife, Millie. You're so glad to see you two happy and together again.
Yes, they're very cute. And just to make this as sickeningly sweet as possible, there's another knock at the door. Coming in with a big thing of flowers, just stuffed in her hands, is Pearl and Officer Rossi.
Is it bigger than the bouquet of flowers I brought?
Yes. But she's obviously holding on to this very handsome Italian man. And they burst into the room. He's not in uniform, he's in plain clothes. But Charles, when I heard, I tried to come as soon as possible, but they wouldn't let me in. And I said, we are basically family. I mean, he was kind of engaged to my sister, so doesn't that make me kind of an ex-sister-in-law to be? And she's all up on you with these massive flowers.
Charlie fucking loves Pearl. Are you kidding
Pearl's
me?
The best.
Yeah, I think he kind of sits up to give her a kiss on the cheek and give her a quick hug as best he can. And he's like, and I tried to tell him that if you showed up to let them in, because you are basically my ex sister-in-law to be, which is as close as family as you can get.
Yeah, she's definitely on top of you, and she shouldn't be because you're injured.
Oh, for sure, it hurts, but I'm not gonna say shit.
Pearl, I do believe that Charlie is still recovering there.
Oh, no, I I know. I just thought a little sugar might perk him up. And she like pinches your cheeks. And as she does that, Zebulon, why don't you make a spot hidden check?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Lauren.
What?
You're just trying to give Tommy a freaking
Listen, I need something.
headache.
What did Hawkeye donate earlier?
Advantages.
An advantage for
Advantage, perfect. I'm gonna use an advantage on this.
Do it.
all.
Do it. Oh. Oop. Whoop.
Do I spend 11
No, you don't.
Oh, don't do that.
Anybody else who wants to roll it can, and they can choose whether or not to inform Zebulon.
I'll do it too. Why
Nice.
no?
Cool.
I might as well. I feel like I'm
Success
distracted.
For Rebecca, success for Ganymede.
I'll spend a point of luck to make that
Success.
a
Wow.
hard success.
I'm the only one who sees
I want
not
the hard success.
I
You want
think
the hard success.
I
want the hard
I
success.
think that Zeb is like glaring daggers at Officer Rossi and is
Yeah.
not like noticing anything else right now.
Rossi like is talking to Lieutenant Poole right now. So yeah. So everybody passed, and Rebecca's got a hard success with that point of luck. So I'll give you a little more information. But everybody except Zebulon sees the ring on Pearl's finger, and Rebecca, you know that ring is way more expensive than an unranked police officer could afford. So yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah. Charlie immediately upon seeing it says, "Excuse me, Pearl. Are you engaged?"
Zeb like double takes like
And now she's showing it off. Oh, well, I guess you've noticed.
Yeah, I think he kind of looks over at Rossi and then kind of looks back at Pearl, and he says, "Well, congratulations."
Yeah, me and Tony just happened, how long ago was it? And he goes, 2 days ago.
Have you called your mother?
I am going to. Yes, she will be so thrilled.
The longer you wait, the worse it's gonna be.
Why would it be bad?
He just gives her a look like he can
So
tell
how
she's
did
putting
he
it off.
propose?
Oh, well, I had just come off a shift at work. I work up at the what the fuck is it called? The Cotton Club. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I was like, wait, what is it? I'm gonna go back to my map.
Yes, it's the Cotton Club.
I feel like I made up another name in my head. Yes, it's the Cotton Club.
Tony.
So I had just come off of work, and Rossi here, he had been sweating all night. He looked nervous as a hedgehog in a hen house. That is a thing that's now that Pearl says. And it was just real sweet. He did it in front of everyone. And what is the boss's name? What is his name? Because he came over and he made like a really nice speech. And Rossi goes, like clears the throat. Oh yeah, well whatever his name is, he came over and he made a really nice speech, and it felt like very much like I had been accepted into a family of sorts, you know, like another one on top of my own.
Yeah. When she says the boss's name,
Yeah.
do I get mafia vibes from
I mean,
this?
she didn't say it. She would stop.
But the way he
Yes.
cleared his throat
Yes,
about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool, because I work in Little Italy a lot,
Yeah.
so...
You know the Cotton Club is...
and he can't afford that ring,
Yeah.
so...
The
Wonderful.
Cotton Club is not technically owned by, but is...
affiliated.
Yes, with Don... Reach.
On Richie.
Hey, does Zebulon know what the Cotton Club is? 'Cause I don't think he's been told what Pearl is doing. I think he's been told that she is working in the city, and that was all he was told.
The Cotton Club is like...
But that is just the sweetest story I've heard. That's just congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations, Pearl. But Ganymede the whole time is also sort of giving major side eye to Rossi.
Yeah.
I'm making a note.
She knows.
I know a
She knows
dirty
this
cop.
boy.
Add to list.
Yeah, I don't think that Irene is being very subtle about her glaring at Officer Rossi. This hits way too close to home for her. She was literally Pearl like 9 years ago.
Yep.
Like,
Not happy with this.
Zeb sort of like through gritted teeth, just like, and how long have y'all known each other?
Oh, I mean, several months. Zeb?
Can I psychology that?
Yeah, sure.
Or is she obviously?
You can psychology it if you want.
I'm a psychology too.
Nice. Hey.
Oh no, sorry.
I got a hard
Damn it.
success.
Come on, Rebecca. Why you gotta keep stepping on my things?
Get better, Zeb.
Why you gotta
Get
step
good.
on my things?
Just get good.
I'm sorry. I'm a
3 points
I'm
a lot.
Not gonna bring
Make it
age into
hard.
this, but I've been doing this longer than you have. So
Okay, so
I'm also like seeing how deep Rossi is in
Yeah.
this, like just based on his reactions to what she's talking about and saying.
yeah. Pearl, I mean, like, we're in like January, February territory, like, you know, like, since like,
Right before Christmas.
mm-hmm.
The holidays are such a magical time of the year.
So, a few months is like maybe 2 whole months, so she's not technically lying. She does seem like actually oblivious to his real job. Like, she obviously doesn't get it. I love her.
Zebulon is just glaring at Officer Rossi because Zeb does know. I think that Irene did mention that Rossi was a dirty cop. So
Yeah.
yeah, Irene did mention that.
Yeah.
and working for the Zeb is putting facts together in his head because he has got wits. He is witted. That is one of his powers. He's able to collate facts quickly.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay, so it's all coming together.
It's coming together. He's like, Rossi is working for the mob.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Pearl met him at her place of work.
Yep.
Mentioned a boss that Rossi seemed a little about.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's all becoming clear.
So, he kind of looks over at Rebecca and is just kind of like, I read your article
Oh,
about everything that happened.
Zeb had some contributions in it.
Yeah, it was really well written.
Thank
I
you.
heard all the nurses talking about it when it came out.
That makes me very happy. It's good that people know the truth about things and scenarios, and that people don't get framed for things that they didn't do, especially murders. Murders is real bad.
Are you gonna continue to follow up on the new trial?
Probably. I mean, it's hopping right now, so lots of news going on. I mean, as usual, but it's especially busy right now. It's usually the slow time of the year because it's cold, so everyone's inside, but not this year.
And I think he kind of says this like to the group because he doesn't really know. He doesn't have like a lot of information on anything that's been happening. And I think he says, did y'all ever catch up with Silas? Ever find out what happened to him?
I think Zeb, would have tried to follow up some leads, maybe talk to Lieutenant Poole. I don't know if I'm gonna guess he wasn't successful.
Just make a luck roll for me.
Okay.
Lucky.
Son of a... Can you spend luck on a luck roll?
Was I able to follow up on Silas?
You can make a luck roll.
Oh, Lindy.
Yeah.
Get fucked, Zeb, is honestly what Rebecca's here to do. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my god. Okay.
that's too much.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I was able to bump into him when I was getting groceries. Cornered him in the produce aisle. There was no escape.
So what happened is, I assume this was... I gotta cover his face. I assume this was after, kind of, like, priority-wise, like, getting Hilton released was probably, like,
Oh, yeah.
top of
Number
it.
one. Yeah.
It was time sensitive.
Yeah. So I'll tell you with what you knew is that he didn't leave New York right away. He's a sneaky man.
Yeah.
But he did get on.
But I'm a nosy lady.
You are. He did eventually, probably within the last few days, get on a boat and that was headed to, I'll just say it was headed to London, because you got a 1.
I got it correct. Like, oh, yeah. So, I was pretty busy making sure Mr. Adams over there got, exonerated and released. But he stayed around in town for a few days, probably taking care of some affairs, packing, getting ready, laying low. And then he hopped on a boat to London. Not long after.
Well, the reasons to go to London are just piling up as soon as I get out of here.
I wonder if there has been any additional investigation happening of what's under the basement or what's in the basement at Juju House.
Yes,
would have certainly reported that to the police and probably would have asked to be involved if they'd have me.
Make a persuasion check or charm if you're. I would take persuasion or charm.
Oh.
Use an advantage.
Slightly more charming. I will use an advantage.
Hey! Yeah, they did let you go with them. Specifically, Lieutenant Poole did, because while Captain Robson is indisposed, it looks like Lieutenant Poole may be getting a promotion after all this. But when you went down into the basement of Juju House, moved the winch, were all like prepared for anything, what you found was a disgusting smelling sludge at the bottom of the pit.
Mm-hmm. I would certainly have recovered some of that sludge in order to do some tests as soon as I'm back in my laboratory. Yeah, I think this is how Ganymede and Lieutenant Martin Poole have had the opportunity to get to know one another a bit better. How did he respond when what she claimed was down there was not there.
What did you tell him?
Oh, I think
you didn't see it.
Probably,
what did you tell him?
Oh, I didn't see it. That's right. I just told him I thought there was
horrific.
Yeah, some horrific creature, possibly of otherworldly or mythical origin. Yeah, I mean, I think Ganymede totally believes that. I mean, she's seen it. She saw it in Peru. She's seen enough to believe in the factuality of this stuff, and would not have had any reason not to be, or wouldn't have felt any reason not to be completely honest.
I think he was probably like, well, they obviously do keep something down there. You do see some human remains in the sludge, but yeah, it obviously was horrific.
Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of which, is there anything else, like, particularly related to the investigation? I'm gonna say with your hard success, he's probably let some details slip that otherwise he wouldn't have. Like, really super interesting stuff that I'm sure we're all gonna want to know about. I will definitely know what Gesundheit. I think when the police went to search Mukunga's apartment, it's basically on 129th Street, really, really shabby area that he tells you basically contained a sleeping mat, a few clothes, and some ceremonial items like that look like they would have come right out of Juju House. But they did find 3 vials of a strange liquid, just like in a wooden box, and carved on it was some kind of monstrous looking thing. That he's kind of sketched out. It's 3-legged, with a large, a massive tentacle in place of a face. But yeah, that's what he let slip to you about what they found in Mukunga's apartment.
Yeah, if I can get that, the sketch, or if he's would have just had him describe it to me in as much detail as possible, so that I could describe it back to Irene for her to sketch out.
Yes. There was also, he said, like a very weird walking stick that had carvings in it. So the 3 vials that were in the box with the drawing, and then 3 walking stick with carvings in it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think while we're all together in this room, Charlie, go ahead and make a medium check.
Oh, sure. Sure. I'd love to.
Okay. I think while... all the various conversations are going on, the congratulations for Pearl and Rossi, everybody just being together. You see Hilton and Millie Adams have kind of like taken to a corner, and are just kind of quietly talking to her, taking his hand and squeezing it, just as you're like scanning from your like very your position in the room, I guess, where
I'm at the center of it all.
exactly. As your eyes pass over you, and like somebody makes a joke. Hard to say what it was really. There's a lot of talking going on, I think, at this point, but you do hear kind of a joyful, boisterous laugh, and you swear just for a second in one of the chairs that's been kind of set out begrudgingly by the nurses. You swear you see Jackson, like actual Jackson, just kind of sitting there, just smiling at it all. Not the caricature you saw before, but just him.
Yeah, I think Charlie just gives him, like, if he sees Charlie looking at him, Charlie will just give him a smile and a nod.
He does catch your eye as you do this, and then it's a brief look of recognition and then horror as he looks down kind of at himself. Kind of realizing that he's not here, and he takes an inhale of breath as if he's about to say something to you, and then he's gone.
Yeah, I think that doesn't like totally alarm Charlie. I think like in his experience, some spirits don't always know that they're not there, like don't realize that they're gone. So that reaction probably wouldn't completely startle him, but just given everything that's been going on, I think he's just like, he wishes that he could have heard what Jackson was gonna say. But he makes more of a mental note that Jackson is still hanging around with them than anything.
So the weeks go by. Charlie heals, Irene heals. Yeah, I want to know kind of what you're all doing as we approach February 14th.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a lot of stuff that I kind of want to do. I'm gonna make sure that Pearl tells her parents about the engagement. I'll follow up every fucking day if I have to.
Okay.
Just making sure.
Nagging roll.
Yeah, I'd love to.
You can do persuasion or charm, however you'd approach it.
I'll do charm because I get natural advantage on it.
I know.
Oh my god, roll. Here's my next one. 8. Oh my god. I'll use 3 points of luck.
Okay. So yeah, it doesn't happen right away, but she does eventually call the parentals. And plans are made for them either to come up or probably for her to take him to the homestead. I'm sure that Zeb wants to be a part of that, right, Zeb? You wanna go.
Charlie would offer to pay for them to come stay if it was easier for Zeb
just get
to be there.
The whole family
get
up
the
here?
whole family here.
The whole family?
Yeah. I would gladly
it's more of a
pay
time.
them.
It's more of a time thing than a money thing because his family's fine. His dad is like foreman at the it's more of a time thing because he's foreman at the naval yard. He's foreman of the sort of the ship workers.
Yeah, but Charlie would consider it an engagement present to deliver her whole family to her, right?
Yeah. So we get unfortunately though, Annabelle is across the ocean.
Charlie knew that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I don't know about that, but
Where is Annabelle?
She's in
In
London.
London.
She's in London.
London. Someone's dragging Zebulon places by putting his sisters there.
But Rose, Lillian, I think, obviously Grace, but I think Frankie too.
Zeb would have called Frankie that night.
I bet. Yeah.
Zeb would have called Frankie and be like, Pearl's dating a mobster.
Dating. They're engaged.
Engaged.
Oh, is she? Yeah. That's probably perfect.
Other thing I'm doing is following up. I'm going to do some research into these names. The painter, the bidders.
Yeah.
And just see what I can dig up, as well as Miles Shipley's last known whereabouts.
Okay, I can tell you off the top of my head that Miles Shipley apparently lives in a flat in Chelsea. That's where he is. He just won't see anybody or...
Oh, so they know he's there. He's fine. He just won't see anyone.
Well, yeah. Nobody's seen him.
Right. Yeah, that's suspicious. Yeah, just a little. But then, look at the other bidders. He's gonna dig into their kind of history about maybe why they would want this painting, and more specifically why Dawn wouldn't want to make either of them mad. Why would you? Because I don't know. Is it just a money thing that they're needing a second painting, or is it these are the type of people you don't want to say no to, kind of thing?
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
What about everybody else? What are our plans? What are we doing in our time, in our downtime in New York?
Irene's spending a lot of her time in her studio.
Yeah.
Working. I mean, she before they went to and all this went down, she did move her stuff to Charlie's hotel room, but with things kind of having settled down a bit, I think she would have gone back to her studio where she's familiar, and she knows that. So she's spending most of her time that way. She wants to have some conversations with Charlie and or with Zeb about this whole Pearl situation, because she's not happy about that. But she's working through a lot of her feelings by working on this painting, because she knows she needs to do it.
Yeah. Can you go ahead and make me the forgery roll now?
Cool. I'm going to use an advantage.
Okay.
Extreme.
Nobody look at Tommy. Extreme. Excellent. So it takes you precisely as long as you said it would. It takes you through weeks and then a moment longer, and it is... I think there's that feeling that you and obviously Don Ricci got from looking at the Shipley piece. It's not as palpable as that, but you've definitely captured not only the physical details, but some of the essence. It's just not as strong.
I think in some ways she's channeling a lot of the negative emotions she's been feeling about this whole situation into this painting.
Yeah.
And just she knows enough from being around Charlie, that energy does transfer in some way.
Yeah.
And so she's kind of been funneling that.
Yeah.
And though it might not be the same kind of negative emotions and feelings as the original gives, it is able to simulate that in some way alongside the actual techniques of everything.
Yeah. How much of the Pharaoh's face do you show? Because it kind of changed from when you first saw the painting.
It has changed. I think that she's gonna just replicate as it is right now,
Cool.
because the human memory is easy to trick when it comes to subtle details like that. It doesn't, even if they had a concept of what it looked like before, it doesn't really matter, especially with a painting like this.
Yeah. Ganymede, what does your downtime look like?
Ganymede checks in on her friends regularly. She, as soon as the events of Juju House were behind them, she sent another message to her grandfather and the ship in the Caribbean and let them know that she would not be leaving immediately for London, but would be staying on in New York. She visits Charlie in the hospital. She checks in on Irene. If it's all right with you, Tommy, she, has lunch occasionally and drinks with Zeb.
I mean, that's something that Zeb needed to follow up on, because he had left you a message at, what was it? Right. The Explorers Club,
yeah.
Explorers Club, about getting a drink.
Yeah. So I think that happens.
Because the last time Zeb and Ganymede had talked before Juju House had not ended pleasantly.
Yeah. But I think seeing everyone, whether it was their intention or not, sort of rush to her aid. It meant a lot to her for that door to open and to see everyone there, and I think she's been particularly concerned about Charlie and healing well. Most of the time that we were all together there in Charlie's room, she has Charlie's chart out and is kind of going through it herself, even though she's no medical doctor. And she talks to the nurses and things. I think that she, if she's able to, would probably either try to find some way to science some of that material that she gathered from the basement of Juju House. And if she began to feel as though she wasn't capable of analyzing it, she probably would have sort of ginned up her network of colleagues to see if she could find someone to help her do that, just to see what we could learn from that.
Yeah. Cool. Good to know. I think I want to see that drink between Zeb and Ganymede before we all get back together.
Yeah.
To decide, to plan what our next move is. Where do y'all meet? During the time.
It was your invitation, Zeb. Yeah, it was your invitation, Zeb, so.
I don't know, there's probably a bar that's like, it's not a fancy bar, it's not a complete dive, but, it's comfortable in the way that sometimes the kind of, like, almost borderline shitty bar can be, right? Like...
Tea house.
And, God, no, there's no bars. It's Prohibition. I keep forgetting this.
Right.
Like a slightly shitty, like, diner, right? God, Prohibition is such a weird thing.
Get a cup of coffee instead. That's nice.
Yeah, just like a borderline crappy, diner. And, I don't know, yeah, we get some coffee or something, but
I think when Ganymede shows up, maybe you're there before she is and you can see out the window. When she shows up, I think she's with, if it's all right with you, Lauren, she's with Lieutenant Poole.
Yeah.
And just sort of says goodbye to him at the door. There's no kiss or anything like that, but she's shown up there, and he's gone his separate way.
Right before you head in, and he has something under his arm, and he kind of brings it out, and it's a wooden box. We don't know what to do with this. We've done what we can, and it's just, it's, pardon my French, too fucking weird. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know you're a lady. But I don't know how else to describe this shit.
That is probably as accurate a scientific description as I've heard so far, Martin. Thank you. Would you like me to keep you informed of what I find?
No. I don't.
She's a little less awkward over the weeks, and she laughs a bit at that. All right. Well, thank you. You sure you're not going to get any trouble for this evidence and all that?
No, I am unlike our I guess I can't say dearly departed because he's not technically dead, but I'm squeaky clean. I mean, physically I'm also very clean, but record-wise, I am also clean. I'm clean.
Yes,
that new cologne. I don't know if you've noticed it.
I couldn't help but notice. Well then, I'm a few more days in town. Perhaps I'll see you again.
Kind of nods, and he it's very kind of awkward. And he kind of looks at the place, and he's a bit too flustered to properly assess it, we'll say, as he walks away.
Yeah. And Ganymede just watches for a moment and then walks into the diner with the box under her arm.
Yeah.
I think as Zeb sees you sort of walk up, it seems like you've become quite friendly with Lieutenant Bull there.
He was kind enough to advocate for me with the department, advocate for me to be allowed to participate in the investigation. Not that we were able to uncover much, but yes, she's completely either oblivious to or ignoring any implication that Zebulon might have with that.
And he's giving you gifts there. I'm really hoping that you're gonna say that is just a normal box and not any weird freaky shit.
I'm afraid, Zebulon, that it is in fact weird freaky shit. In fact, that's almost exactly how Martin described it when he left it with me. Apparently it was discovered in Mr. Makunga's flat. They have no idea what to make of it.
You're gonna open that box, aren't you?
Oh, not right now, unless you want me to.
I would rather not in the middle of a diner, to be honest. I mean, I would rather never open that box, but I don't think that's gonna happen, so we might as well do it as in a controlled situation as we can.
Yes.
Perhaps have Charlie around. He seems to be real in tune with that weird stuff.
Yeah, I'd not thought of that, but that's very wise. You're getting quite good at this.
I'm not saying that I believe anything for sure. It'd still be some rather elaborate and unsure why scheme that y'all are pulling here, but I'll see where it goes, I suppose.
Zebulon, I feel that when we left one another before Juju House, that there was some matter between us, and I'm not sure how or why, but
didn't be doing this a lot lately, but again, I mean, I'm sorry. I was most surely perhaps a bit harsh at the time. I know that you've been looking for your parents for a long time, and I know that is very important to you, and I got to thinking that if I knew that any of my sisters were in danger, and he sort of grits his teeth at that as he thinks about Pearl and Rossi right now. I would certainly want to drop everything to go and help them. I just also know that they would also kick my bottom to Timbuktu if I had a chance to save an innocent man, and I didn't.
Well, for my part, there's no apology necessary, but thank you. I'd given up hope long ago of ever seeing them again. So it was difficult for me when Charles shared his vision, having seen them without even knowing who they were. It practically eliminated any possibility of it being some kind of scheme. As you said, it. I still don't know quite what to think of it, but I have begun to feel some hope again. Perhaps we'll find more in London. But of course, there I go, assuming again that's your plan, or that it's anyone's for that matter.
I think we're all going to London, Ganymede. I mean, if not for curiosity's sake, which we all seem to have a little bit too much of, but at the very least for our friend and his last wishes.
Yes.
Following this up, and I think that even then, I think that if it was just you and you asked us all to go to London, I think we'd go. If you just I don't know what's going on with Charlie and his weird stuff, but if there is a chance that your parents are out there, then I promise I will do whatever it is that is in my power to help you find them.
Ganymede is a bit flustered by all of this. Her people are not known for doing emotion well, and she's particularly awkward even in that group. Yes. Well, of course. I will do the same for any of you. And it seems as though, and she's looking back down at the box now and kind of tapping on the top of it. It seems as though there's some very dangerous things afoot. We may have the best opportunity of.
Oh my God.
I love that. We may have the best opportunity of any to uncover what it might be.
Yeah, I've been meaning to. Nope.
She's got wireless in.
Oh, okay. I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I'm gonna, if there's possibly a chance, I'm gonna need another gun. I seem to have lost my last one. It's the one from that you actually gave me from Peru. So I mean, I did a pretty good job. I had holding on to that one, but that does seem to be lost. Perhaps something with a bit more kick if we're gonna be fighting. I really hope we're not fighting any more weird flesh-sucking vampire things, fat-sucking vampires. Maybe something with a bit more kick.
It seems to me, Zebulon, that perhaps your future brother-in-law might be able to help with that. He seems
you
as
have
though
to call
he might
him my future brother-in-law. I'm still trying to come to. Do I tell Pearl? But do I? She's gonna. Do I tell her what he does? Who he works for?
All I can say, Zebulon, is that I am most grateful in moments like this to be an only child. She takes a sip of her coffee.
That just pinches his nose. You like that scene?
I think at that point we can transition into kind of a group reconvening, perhaps in Charlie's hotel. I think he's finally out and about. We'll say that today is February 14th. It's a Saturday. And you can all meet at the Waldorf Astoria.
Can I say I don't want to well, Linda, you tell me if this is okay. I think Rebecca picked him up from the hospital and we did go get dinner before we went to the hotel.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
I think that's
we had
appropriate.
A great Valentine's Day Italian dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Unless you wanted the German sausage place.
I think Italian is fine.
Meatballs it is. Great.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So yeah, we just got done having a really lovely dinner, I would say.
Oh yeah. It was delicious. Like the mood, you could tell Rebecca goes here a lot because there was like a couple candles on the table.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah.
Got the table ready ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Cute. And we're at the hotel now.
Yes. Beautiful. Okay, yeah. And we're all in Charlie's room. Well, what would you like
Other
to
people
discuss?
show up and she's like, oh, there's your friends are here.
The whole gang is here.
Charlie is immediately, because I think he got a change of clothes for when he got picked up, but he's got his all old nasty bloody clothes that probably we've tried to salvage but just have to go in the trash. But the first thing he's gonna do is excuse himself to shower and change.
Yeah.
For the first time not in a hospital.
You also notice that there is a package, like a brown paper wrapped package waiting for you in your room.
Okay. Yeah, I think as soon as he tells y'all to just make yourselves comfortable, and then goes to shower and change, and then comes back and he looks awesome. And he's gonna open. It's just worth noting his hair is wet. It's amazing. And he's gonna grab that package.
It's from Erica Carlisle, and it's the books.
Oh my god! Is there a note with it?
No.
Secretly still in love with you type?
Definitely not.
Are you sure?
In no way.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
There's some roll or something.
Don't
I'm reading between the
Don't you have
lines.
to talk, all of you? Give me a break. You talk.
Okay, sorry. Books from Erica.
Zeb starts. I'm glad to see you doing well and out of the hospital, Charlie.
Oh, fuck, me too.
Yeah, I'm surprised, honestly, that you stuck around that long in the hospital.
Well, if we're gonna be heading overseas, I had to be in tip-top shape. I mean, normally I would have liked to be back here much sooner, but the doctor felt I would have benefited from another 2 weeks in the hospital, then who am I to say? But I'm out now. So, what have I missed?
Not much. I managed to deliver on the painting. So.
Yeah, I actually I got the names of the bidders a while back. I've been kind of looking into them, but well, we'll see. We'll see what comes of it.
At least that's tied up, and no, I don't have any reason to be sticking around New York for a while, and quite honestly, I think I'd rather be as far away from the city for a while.
I think Zeb looks at Ganymede.
Well, I've been in contact with my grandfather. The Daring is finishing up operations at the site of the wreck in the Caribbean, but will still be some time before we'd be here for additional weeks if we waited for them to come this way. So I've taken the liberty of doing a bit of research into other means by which we might make our way back to London. Lauren, did you have anything particular in mind for this?
No, up to you. I know the approximate times it takes to travel by each means, so, but it's up to y'all how y'all want to go.
There are a number of ships that we might, on which we might depart over the next couple of days, as early as tomorrow, in fact.
Wow.
So soon.
Well, we probably would have left by now if I hadn't been recovering.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I think as long as there's not much left that we need to tie up here, then we could leave tomorrow. I guess the sooner the better.
I only have one other thing I need to take care of, which I can do tonight. But I can be ready to head out tomorrow if that is what y'all want to do.
Anything you need help with?
No, just some family stuff, Charlie. I'll let you know if I need help.
Is there gonna be a wedding anytime soon?
Honestly, I sincerely hope not.
It is planned for the summer.
There's no way. I mean, look, As I said, got some family business to take care of tonight, and then I'll let you know if I need it.
Okay. Well,
Zeb, if you need some investigating done and maybe a piece written about a certain individual while you're gone, just let me know. I could probably make something happen.
Thank you, Miss Schoenberg. I'll let you know if I need it.
Perhaps also do us well to have someone as skilled in investigation as you are, Rebecca, here in New York, should we discover the need for any additional information.
Yeah, if you guys need anything, just let me know. I'll hit the books, hit the streets, whatever. I can hit things.
Yes, that's...
Yeah, tap on the pulse of the city,
Ganymede has images in her head of Rebecca hitting a zombie in the head with a lit lantern and destroying it.
Has Ganymede told the others about the box yet?
Yeah, I think so. I think I probably would have shared it with them the next time I saw them after it came into my possession.
I think Zib sort of asked, any more information on that box you got from Lieutenant Poole?
Well, as you suggested, I've been waiting to conduct any real research on it. Although, Charles, you've not yet had the opportunity. Oh, and Irene, this is, of course, it's the image that you sketched for me so well. I was imagining perhaps that when we get back to the UK, I might make a quick side trip to Oxford just to use the labs and see what I could discover of this or the material that we recovered from the basement at Juju House.
I think at this point, the more information we know, the better. I do want to follow up on the painter of that piece. He obviously seems to know things that are connected to information we have.
Apparently he's holed up in his flat and hasn't come out in weeks.
Well, that will make it easier to track him down.
A sure thing. I think at least one of us is familiar with breaking and entering, he says, looking at Ganymede. If he won't let us in.
So tomorrow morning, then.
Yes, that would be the Corinthia, to our good fortune. She's a new cruise liner in the Cunard line. Quite well appointed from what I understand.
All right, well, I can make some calls and see if I can arrange for tickets and rooms, and we'll be on our way.
Right. Well, I have all of my art things to pack up for our trip, so...
Yeah, I think Charlie's kind of like, because he just has like what he brought here to the hotel as his stuff. So I think he's like, yeah, I need to make some arrangements to have some of my clothes sent over. But we should be ready for travel. How are we all Well, how are you all doing? I realize that I haven't asked. Since everything.
Well... could be better. But I feel like that's going to be a pretty common theme if we continue down this road.
I haven't really gotten the chance to. I wanted to wait until we were together again, but talk to you all about what exactly happened when I was stabbed.
Other than being stabbed and then put into the hospital?
Yeah, other than that. I was trying something. I thought that maybe Makunga was being possessed or controlled in a similar way to what we saw with Larkin in Peru. And when I connected with that spirit the first time, it made itself clear and spoke to me, and I thought that if there was something similar happening, maybe, I don't know, maybe I could give us a leg up. And I spoke to something inside of him. It felt different. It wasn't a possession. It was just like he was carrying it with him. It looked like Jackson. And sounded a bit like him too. Not quite. But anyway, at the very least, it seems like we haven't fully escaped what happened to us in Peru. It was the same being.
Or perhaps that being has not escaped us, Charles.
We are the ones that are tracking these things down, but I thought you all should know exactly what we're getting into.
Well, I mean, I can't really say that I'm surprised at this point.
Yeah, me either.
I'll be honest, I mean, I've said this before, this is some weird stuff that we're getting into, and quite honestly, every fiber of my being is screaming at me to run the other direction and leave well enough alone. But I highly suspect that y'all are not gonna leave well enough alone, and I'm not gonna let y'all just go off and not leave well enough alone by yourselves.
Speaking of leaving well enough alone, Charles just got out of the hospital this afternoon. Needs some rest, most likely, so I think you all should get busy. I mean, y'all are leaving in the morning. You guys have things to pack, right? Like lives and stuff. Yeah, so, you know, she'll open the door.
Shoo! Out! No.
I think Ganymede gets the hint and takes Zeb by the arm. It's Pier 39. Pier 39 at 10 o'clock.
I'll see you all there.
I think probably the last one out of the room. just because that's how it is. And she just kind of, before she steps all the way out, she just kind of pokes her head back and, Charlie, if you need anything picked up, just let me know. Shouldn't be packing that much anyways.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I might need to get up a bit early and grab some new clothes. I wasn't planning for this length of time when I packed up my things for New York. Like, he literally brought 2 weeks worth of stuff with him. That's it. And has been here for now a hot second.
All right. Well, you know where I am if you need me.
He nods and gives you a smile and says, see you in the morning.
Have a good night. And she will step out and close the door behind her.
Rebecca's there, back against the door.
So, you feeling all right? You feeling good? Everything?
I am. Yeah,
Good.
To be honest, I was feeling, pretty much myself about a week or so ago, and but they insisted that I stay, so I stayed.
Better safe than sorry,
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, London. Wow, really far. But I do know somebody there if you really need to talk to somebody who's, got their fingers in the press. Yeah. He works at a paper. He's an editor for The Scoop. His name's Mickey Mahoney.
You said The Scoop?
The Scoop.
All right,
editor.
I'll look into him.
Yeah, just tell him, Rebecca Schosenberg sent you if you need anything. He's very in tune with the local gossip, He's got the scoop
absolutely.
on it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that'll definitely be helpful, especially there's a couple of people that I want to track down while we're there.
Yeah. He's an alright guy. Just doing his thing. But I just wanted to let you know that I had a really nice time at dinner tonight with you.
Yeah, I did too. I'm sorry that we won't be in town longer. I should have known that they would all be feeling a bit restless.
Yeah, it happens. You were in town longer than, some thought you would be. So, because, the hospital stuff. But just wanted to say, because you're going, and it sounds like you might not be coming back soon. But hopefully you'll be back eventually at some point, because I think you're a really great guy, Charlie.
Yeah, he smiles and kind of like steps a little bit closer to you. Yeah, it's been really nice actually getting to speak with you in person. We talked so much and so long.
Yeah, a lot of correspondence
without ever meeting, and it's been nice to kind of put a face to the name. And
yeah, the letters were great. We should definitely continue to do that. But it's just, wow, so much better in person.
Yeah, things generally are.
Yeah. You might be surprised.
Were you worried I was going to disappoint you?
I've been disappointed a lot. Let's just say that.
But not by me yet.
No, you're great.
Yeah, I think he kind of he looks towards the door and then kind of back at you, and he's like, are you busy for the rest of the night?
My schedule's completely free through about noon tomorrow. And I make a really mean breakfast.
Well, then maybe you should stay.
just reach behind me and pull the little chain on the hotel room door. I would love that.
Yeah, and I think if you let him, he will step up to kiss you.
Yes. Initiate smooch.
And I think that's where New York ends. And that's where our session ends. Woo! Y'all made it. You made it through. Everybody has already gotten their sweet, sweet advancement rewards. Very exciting. Everybody's feeling good. I think all that sanity Charlie got back was probably because of the boinking that followed.
It heals your brain.
It
really does.
Clears your mind. So yeah, let's go around and see how everybody's doing. Let's start with our special guest, Lindy.
Oh, that was so much fun. Rebecca, not the smoothest individual, but definitely makes her feelings known. Absolutely loved guesting. This was so much fun. One of my favorite parts was just outrolling Tommy. I felt so bad for Tommy, but at the same time, I'm like, this is exactly the kind of BS I imagine Zeb and Rebecca's relationship has been. He's been like, yeah, junior crime reporter, and she's like, yeah, but because she's been doing it longer, she's just a little bit better at it, and it just drives him crazy. So absolutely loved it. Just everything was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me. You can find me online thinking about you guys and Pulp Cthulhu and all this super fun stuff at Laugh Love Lindy on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. I play and GM a lot of tabletop RPGs. Currently on my channel, instead of our normal Monday D&D, we're on break and we're playing a game of Dread using D100s instead of a Jenga tower, and we're all pretty fucked, so you might want to check that out. It's super spooky.
Awesome. Yes. That are very good. Okay, let's start with our good boy and his middling rolls. Tommy?
I don't even want to talk about Roll20's hate of me. Yes, hi, hello. It was nice. It was nice to have a nice, chill, come down episode where my roles weren't life and death, and certainly nothing, absolutely unfazed by the engagement. They're absolutely unfazed by it. I don't know why you thought that would surprise me at all. Lauren, I did create Pearl after all. Just running with her real hard. But yes, great episode. Lauren always keeps me on my toes. And I'm super looking forward to finally leaving New York and going out into the world. But yeah, I am sorry, it's still early for me. I am Tommy at Imperative Penguin on the Twitter sphere. I do tabletop RPG stuff and video editing stuff across the interwebs, like the intro for this show. The only thing I'm really going to promote right now is Shadow of the Arcanum, a POC LG. God, I can't fucking think right now.
It's okay. LGBTQ plus.
LGBTQ plus, yes. Podcast set in the world of Exandria. It's a fun podcast. Well, I say fun. It's an interesting podcast run by Pro Restarter, which means there's a lot of horror and absolute just bad, terrible decisions made by PCs, and we all love it. So go check that out. And other than that, find me back here next Saturday.
Excellent. Let's hop up to Summer. Hi, you're alive.
Hey, I'm alive. I'm healed. Can't keep me down. Yeah, I am Summer. You can find me on Twitter at Just a Summer Job. That is where I am tweeting and retweeting about everything that I am doing on the internet. Two things that I want to plug really quick is Off the Table is currently looking for our GMs for our next season. Those signups and applications close tomorrow. We also have Otterthon 1 week from today. Signups are closing basically as soon as I get done with this. So if you have not squeaked in your name to apply to be a player for that, please go ahead and do so. Really excited for everything coming up for me.
Yay.
And for Charlie.
Yes.
Fine.
He's having a great time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's hop over to Allison. Hi, Allie.
Hi. I love it. What a great way to end this chapter of the adventure. And probably only because I'm a huge sort of 1920s and 30s and 40s nerd, I'm going to be spending the next week just imagining us all on the ship is a real ship. It's an amazing luxury cruise liner. I'm so into it. It's super cool. I am also super into the other show here on the channel that I get to be on, Strange Invasion: Assault on the Barrier Peaks, which runs on Monday nights at 6 Pacific, that's 9 Eastern. It is high fantasy meets weird science. Our players are on the verge of discovering, don't tell them, it's a crashed UFO on their world. Don't tell them that, though. It'll be our little secret. So check that out. I love getting to do that. I love getting to do it here on Salty Sweet Games. I'm at Allison Robinson with 2 L's and a Y on Twitter. You can find me there talking about all of this stuff, as well as one other thing that I'm super passionate right now, and that is solidarity with those who are fighting secret police in the streets in Portland right now. And standing up for the Constitution. So important. Love, peace, solidarity. See you next time.
Alrighty, and then Kienna, we should do some personal outros.
Yeah, our personal things. Hi, I'm Kienna. I'm the speed of the channel. Y'all can find me over on Twitter at KiennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing. Come over the internet doing social role-playing things, but that's streaming, writing, trying to avoid. I'm mostly focusing my energy here on the channel, however, as well as the freelance projects that I've got going on. So that's some exciting stuff. Cool thing that's coming up on the channel soon enough is that starting in August, I will be back in the long-term campaign GM seat here on the channel, and I'm going to be running a Burn Bright against the Stars, a brand new system from Roll20 and a bunch of really awesome designers. It's basically fantasy sci-fi where we're going to be tackling things like corrupt forces and doom, inevitable doom at the edge of the universe, and how no matter what we have to fight for a good life. So I'm really excited for that. The cast is incredible, and we're putting all the production money right now into that. So it's going to be real great. I'm super hyped for it. So yeah, that's going to be. We're going to have more announcements about that over the next few weeks. So keep an eye out for that. What about you, Lauren?
Hey everyone, I'm Lauren. I'm at Salty Ginger over on Twitter, and obviously I have Salty Sweet Games here on Twitch. You can find me here every, oh gosh, it's gonna be like, when we get to August, it's gonna be Saturday through Tuesday.
Basically.
Yeah. So I'll be here. I also have a really exciting thing on Thursday mornings Pacific happening in August, like the whole month of August. And I'm super excited about that, but it's a secret, so I can't tell you yet. But also, I have just been inducted into the Magpie Curated Play Program as one of their GMs, and in August and early September, I'm going to be running 2 campaigns of Urban Shadows, 4 sessions each, and 4 one-shots of Bluebeard's Bride. So if you want to get your horror and your political urban fantasy on, look out for those announcements soon. In terms of channel stuff, again, thank you to our sponsors, Roll20, Dice Envy, Grinding Coffee Co. We are sponsored by companies whose products we really believe in. So please go check out those links because it helps us and you get awesome things in return. So that's pretty cool. If you ever miss an episode, you can catch up on YouTube. I mean, there are always VODs, but on YouTube, if you want to throw us a like and a comment over there, that really helps us as well.
Yeah, I am catching up on VODs.
Yes.
I fell behind a little bit, but they'll be up soon enough, so
Yes.
fine.
And follow us on Twitter because we will update you when we're going live there, whether it's weekly stuff or whether we want to do a video game stream. I think we're going to do one on my birthday, which is Tuesday. Tuesday's my birthday girl, and we're going to celebrate it until the next week too because I do what I want.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So we'll be back live tomorrow with The Witcher, Crimson Ash. We just started our second season.
Awesome.
It is a time we started it with attempted bathhouse assassinations, and I'm sure it's just gonna go from there.
Yeah.
So it's so that's super exciting. And of course, Monday for Strange Invasion, Tuesday for video games, or Lauren's birthday for this particular upcoming week. And then we'll be back next Saturday with another episode of this, wrapping up New York and heading off somewhere else. Incredible.
Woo! I have so much prep to do.
Let's go raid Jess, our friend Jess. She is celebrating her 3-year Twitch anniversary. So we're going to go raid her. Please stick around and chat. If you got the hype emo, please spam that hype when we go over there. If not, just spam some hearts for love from us at Saltysweet Games. And we'll be back, sure enough.
All right. Wave bye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.